Hello, I am doing my informative speech. My audience is my fiance and my daughter. Um, we are well past bedtime, so I do apologize if she gets crazy. Okay, imagine a powerful anecdote that changed based on what your body needed. As you grow, its genetic makeup changes as based on your body's specific needs. Now imagine this anecdote was 100% all natural, chemical free, and it could even help prevent certain types of cancers. You'd be a fool not to try it, right? It's truly amazing all the abilities that the simple natural act of breastfeeding has in promoting good health for a mother and her child. My name is Melissa Ewell, and I'm a mother. I'm working towards becoming an international certified lactation consultant, and after having my daughter almost 2 years ago, I began breastfeeding. I became completely engulfed in all the information and qualities of breastfeeding. Today, I will teach you about some of the coolest things breastfeeding can do, not just for your child, but mom too. I will cover facts about ways a mother's milk changes for the child's wellness and how breastfeeding can support mother's health as well. I will also cover important facts about how to get started and where a mother can go when looking for help with breastfeeding. To understand the complexity of breastfeeding completely, I will first cover the anatomy and science behind lactation. Breastfeeding is something that a woman's body and breasts are just meant to do. Let's discuss how milk is made in a woman's body. The breast is actually a gland that is made up of connective and fatty tissue. In this gland, milk is produced in cells called alveoli. The milk then travels through ducts into the nipples. Milk flow responds to a baby's sucking. The sucking stimulates nerves in the nipple and areola, signaling the brain to release prolactin and oxytocin. The cells take the nutrients from the blood and turns them into breast milk due to the prolactin, and then the oxytocin tells the cells around the alveoli to contract and eject the milk. The ejection of the milk is called the letdown, and that is when the baby begins to get its milk. One of the craziest and most amazing facts about breast milk is that it changes based on your baby's individual needs. During the first few days of life, a baby's life, breasts produce a special type of milk called colostrum. Colostrum contains essential proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, minerals, and antibodies around the 2 to 4 day mark of a newborn's life. At that time, the milk then changes to traditional milk, and then after about a week becomes mature milk. Breast milk also changes during feedings and throughout the day. For example, fat amount is highest in the morning, and the intake is actually increased the longer the baby nurses. Protein intake on the opposite end is highest in the evening. Next, let's discuss the benefits to a mother's health and wellness. One major benefit to mom, and I think most women would agree, is the stall in the return of the menstrual period. Women that breastfeed for at least a year typically won't get their menstrual period back until 13 to 14 months post-birth. Studies show that women that breastfeed are less likely to be diagnosed with breast and ovarian cancer and may also reduce the risk of diabetes, arthritis, cardiovascular disease. Studies also show that moms that breastfeed get more sleep than mothers that bottle feed. That is likely due to the time not spent preparing bottles. Bed sharing, while considered taboo in the States, is the norm across the rest of the world. Bed sharing while breastfeeding makes getting sleep an even more manageable only when done safely. You may be asking, but how will I even know where to start when the time comes for me to breastfeed, or how will I support my significant other in breastfeeding? There are a lot of great support groups all over the place that are meant just to help mothers get off to a good start. In most hospitals and birthplaces, there are trained professionals to help you in the beginning. Just Googling the words hospitals with lactation consultants pulls up hundreds of thousands of results. Upon further review, most of the hospitals that showed up in the search also host a breastfeeding support group weekly in their maternity wings. The CDC actually recommends that all hospitals should include lactation consultants and other breastfeeding experts like counselors and specialists on their patient care teams. The CDC also recommends that when determining which hospital a mother will be birthing in, she should inquire about which hospitals have breastfeeding support practices already established. After you leave the hospital, there are even more support groups you can reach out to for extra help. The most well-known of these groups is La Leche League. Their mission is to help mothers to breastfeed through mother-to-mother support, encouragement, information, and education, and to promote a better understanding of breastfeeding as an important element in the healthy development of baby and mother. Another great support group is Breastfeeding USA. Their mission is to provide evidence-based breastfeeding information and support, to promote breastfeeding as the biological and cultural norm. Another resource breastfeeding mothers have is their state's breastfeeding coalition. At the website usbreastfeeding.org, you can find a list of each state's coalition groups and laws pertaining to that particular state and breastfeeding. There are also many websites that hold a wealth of information. The all-knowing has the answer to any problem site is kellymom.com. This website is amazing and is my go-to 100% of the time. There is also thebump.com, where you can join online mother groups and post in forums. Lastly, there is good old Facebook, where a simple search can easily find you mother support groups all over the country, world, and most likely in your backyard. In summary, breastfeeding has many benefits to a mother and child. Breastfeeding promotes health and wellness in mother and child. It changes based on when the child's body needs and reduces the risk of cancer in mom. It's easy to find help when needed, so long as you know where to look. To quote Gabrielle Palmer, author of The Politics of Breastfeeding, if a multinational company developed a product that was a nutritionally balanced and delicious food, a wonder drug that both prevented and treated disease, cost almost nothing to produce, and could be delivered in quantities controlled by the consumer's need, the very announcement of their find would send their shares rocketing to the top of the stock market. The scientists who developed the product would win prizes, and the wealth and influence of everyone involved would increase dramatically. Women have been producing this miraculous substance, breast milk, since the beginning of human existence. Thank you.